You've probably heard offer is king said to you like countless times in e-commerce, business, etc. It was a real trend last year, and it was all thanks to Alex Hormozy, $100 million offers. But how the fuck does it apply to the context of e-commerce, right? And that's exactly what I'm gonna go into in this video. So, a bit about me, email marketing agency owner. We've done millions and millions of dollars for our clients. And transparently, we work with brands over $1 million. So if you're not over $1 million, then I only have a course to sell you. Just kidding. Anyways, so let's dive into what is an offer in e-commerce, what types of offers are out there, how to use them, and overall just like how to think about them to maximize your revenue. Because offers is kind of one of those things where if done right, you can really accelerate your profit and also your top line revenue growth. But if done wrong, you can completely f your brand up, and there's very little you can do to recover it. So it's really important you do it right, so listen up. Now, all offers, if you think about it, break down into a central concept. And that central concept is essentially people as consumers want to get more than what they pay, right? Essentially, we want a good deal. That's what it breaks down. However, in e-commerce, because you're exchanging one product or multiple products for currency, it's very hard to measure exactly like what the difference between price, what you pay, and value, what you get is, right? Like that delta is not super measurable, which kind of brings me to the first overarching type of discount, which is all about raising the difference between perceived value and price, right? Because all value is perceivable since there's no real way of measuring it if you're buying, let's say, something like clothing, because past a certain point, all clothing does is to keep you warm. So what's the difference between a cotton shirt from, let's say, Balenciaga versus Uniqlo? There's brand, there's perceived value. So you see how the perceived value of a shirt from Uniqlo versus Balenciaga, which probably with the context of things, not the best brand to use, but like, you see what I mean? Like the perceived value of the brand is what gives the delta between the Uniqlo shirt versus the Balenciaga. So how do you actually raise perceived value? Well, one of the ways you can do it is through discounting, right? In e-commerce, the most common variations of discount is free shipping, dollar amount discounts or like fixed amount discounts, percentage discounts, so like your 10% off, 20% off, etc. There's also your buy one, get ones, buy two, get ones. There's also like free trial or like free product with every order, that kind of discounts. However, recently we've seen a new type of discount, which is cashback. This is something that I thought was really innovative when the founder reached out. Basically, it's an app called Fondue. We've gotten like 30% of our clients onboarded already. And everyone knows about like the percentage of discounts and all of this stuff, right? But the beauty of cashback is that one of the problems inherently with giving 10% off, let's say, is that everyone who gets the discounts, a good portion of them would have converted without the discount anyways. So there's no point in giving away value to the people who didn't really care about it in the first place, right? That was one inherent flaw with discounts because you have to be fair and just give it out to everyone who claims it, right? However, with cashback, there's an extra layer of friction added post-purchase before someone can get their cash back, right? So what happens is after testing it on a few of our clients, we found that only 50%, generally speaking, like that's like the average number of cashback gets claimed overall. So for example, if you gave away, I don't know, $1,000 worth of discounts before, if you had just given that same $1,000 but in the form of cashback, you would have saved yourself $500. So you would have made $500 in profit. You see what I mean? Because not everyone redeems the cashback. So if this is a discount that you actually want to test for your store, I actually have a referral link in the description where you'll get a custom demo from the team. It's pretty cool. Check it out if you want. This is all possible variations of discounting there exist within e-commerce, and the type of discount you choose to use should vary depending on the occasion. So for example, if you're in a industry that is widely known for shipping costs, for example, like furniture, free expedited shipping works exceptionally well. Whereas if you're in more of like, let's say a market that is more visual, like aesthetics, clothing, that kind of stuff, jewelry and clothing, percentage discounts and buy X get Y works incredibly well. Now, if you're in the fitness space, let's say, or if you're in a consumable space like supplements or kind of like fitness supplements, then free information and free product works incredibly well. So you just got to pick kind of between which industries you're in, and cashback is one of those things that works really, really well to replace your percentage and fixed amount discounts, because statistically it just converts better because you're able to give away a bigger number up front. So the perceived value, let's say of a 20% off versus a 40% cashback, the 40% cashback wins every time. Right? So you're giving away more perceived value, raising your conversion rates, but at the end of the day, you're making the same amount of profit, if not more. You see what I mean? That's why I think cashback is so smart. Now, there's another type of offer that you can use to raise your perceived value, which is with guarantees. So one of the things that I thought was really smart that Alex Hormozi said was that the perceived likelihood of achievement is value in and of itself, right? Because, for example, if I were to hire someone who charges, let's say, $100,000 a year versus someone who only charges $10,000 a year, well, the delta between the two people, they can promise the same things, but I'm more inclined to believe that the person who's worth $100,000 a year, the perceived likelihood of achievement through that person is going to be higher. Therefore, I would pay them more, right? So the second type of thing you can do to the offer when it comes to e-commerce to raise your perceived value but also raise your likelihood of achievement is through something like guarantees. Basically, everything in the second category of offers, I guess, is related to increasing the perceived likelihood, and it's also related to the needs of the consumer. So guarantees is really, really awesome because you're essentially giving people a no-lose offer where they can try your product, and if it doesn't work for them, you refund it. So in clothing, this could be a 2-day return guarantee, something along those lines, right? For example, Amazon Prime, I would just scan the QR code, it would get returned and money would be refunded to me straight away, right? So the perceived likelihood of me trying a product, not liking it, it's very easy for me to actually return. And when it comes to guarantees, you don't even need to necessarily give guarantees around like the product itself. You should focus your guarantees more so on the outcome, right? Like if you don't achieve X, we will give you Y as compensation, right? So that's the second type of offers. And if you're wondering kind of like where to use, discounting versus, let's say, something like guarantees, there's 2 simple rules to follow. With discounts, which is all about raising perceived value, this is really great to use during the traffic stage, right? Attracting attention to the product page and your website itself, right? By the way, these 2 rules are specific to e-commerce only because, for example, with Facebook ads, let's say, having a massive percentage discount works incredibly well for increasing click-through rates. Whereas guarantees, it also increases click-through rates, but it doesn't do it to the same degree as, let's say like 40% discount or whatever. Right? So perceived value discounts are great to include in the traffic stage of the sales cycle, whereas guarantees and stuff that is more so related to perceived likelihood of achievement and also related to the product needs and the consumer needs, they're more so to be included in the conversion stage of your sales process. So the conversion stage being the actual product page itself, making it very visible, making it very clear for people to see that you have a guarantee or you really understand the need of the consumer. This is really great to do in the conversion stages. So I hope this video helped you out. And if you learn a thing or two, feel free to subscribe. And if you're a brand doing over $1 million a year, then you should book in a call with me because we can get your email results to be even better. Or if you're not doing emails, I don't know why you're not. And lastly, if you're a freelancer looking to learn from the best, you should check out my course, which is linked down below.